Indore retains cleanest city tag for the 4th year in a row. Chhattisgarh adjudged as the cleanest state in the 5th edition of the Swachh Sarvekshan survey. Union Minister Hardeep Puri interacts with select beneficiaries, Clean India warriors and sanitation workers under Swachh Bharat Mission Urban through video conference. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar says when the world comes out of the unprecedented challenge of COVID-19, it would never be the same again. Addresses the 6th roundtable of ASEAN-India network of think tanks, says need of the hour is new thinking, fresh ideas, more imagination and greater openness and going beyond orthodoxies. India scales a new peak in daily testing for COVID-19. Over 9 lakh COVID-19 tests conducted in the last 24 hours. About 21 lakh patients beat the epidemic. Recovery rate reaches 74%. Worldwide, COVID-19 cases rise to over 2.25 crore with 7.9 lakh deaths. The flood situation remains grim in Bihar. About 81 lakh people across 16 districts affected. Delhi NCR areas continue to witness heavy to medium rainfall. Traffic snarls reported due to waterlogging at many roads and underpasses. The Met Department predicts thunderstorm accompanied with medium to heavy rains for today. US President Donald Trump expresses intent to snap back Iran's sanctions. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo to travel to New York today. US accuses Iran of significant non-compliance with the 2015 nuclear deal. Democratic Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris says Asian Americans and Pacific Islanders, including Indian Americans, could play an important role in key battleground states in the 3rd November presidential election in her address to the virtual Asian American and Pacific Islander caucus meeting in the U.S. In sports, Bayern Munich continue their relentless march in the Champions League to book an 11th appearance in the final of the competition. Set up mouth-watering summit clash against PSG after beating French underdogs Lyon in the series. Our top focus this afternoon, the Swachh Sarvekshan Awards 2020 were announced by Union Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep Singh Puri at a ceremony. Indore was adjudged as India's cleanest city for the 4th straight year in the central government's cleanliness survey announced on Thursday. The 2nd and 3rd positions in the category were grabbed by Surat and Navi Mumbai. The 5th edition of the annual cleanliness survey was conducted in a record time of 28 days. Union Minister launched the report for the Swachh Sarvekshan and also interacted with select beneficiaries under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban via a video conference. Union Minister stressed on the steps taken by Mahatma Gandhi towards Clean India. He said that everyone should inspire from Gandhi's steps towards cleanliness.
Espoused the cause of sanitation in 2016 and his efforts which resulted not only in the freedom of India, but I think in decolonization and in the emancipation of the world, started a year later, 2017. So I think I draw inspiration from what our Prime Minister said. Perhaps we have never fully been able to comprehend the true meaning and brand which is Mahatma Gandhi. I mean, his contribution to the world, not only to India, but now we see that contribution evolve in an even more meaningful way.
In the category of more than 1 lakh population, Indore is India's cleanest city, 4th year in a row. The city and its people have shown exemplary dedication towards cleanliness. So while the bustling industrial town of Gujarat, Surat, emerged as India's 2nd cleanest city, Navi Mumbai secured the 3rd position in this category. Maharashtra's Karad and Saswad secured the 1st and 2nd population in a category of less than 1 lakh population. while Lonavala secured third position in the same category. Meanwhile, in the category of more than 100 urban local bodies, Chhattisgarh bagged the first position in overall performance, while with less than 100 urban local bodies, Jharkhand secured the first position. India's cleanest cantonment was bagged by Punjab's Jalandhar. Varanasi was awarded India's cleanest town on the banks of the river Ganga. So those were some of the highlights, but we'll bring to you now greater details with a snapshot of what you already know in terms of awards and much more. So let's take a look at the Swachh Sarvekshan 2020 results. It's the 5th edition of the world's largest cleanliness survey. This began in 2016 and this is 2020, so the 5th year in a row that these awards are being given out. Indore retains cleanest city tag for the 4th year in a row. So Indore has enjoyed that distinction for the 4th time now. Gujarat's Surat bags the second spot. So Surat in Gujarat is an industrial city and it is at the second position as far as cleanest cities in those cities with the highest population is concerned. Maharashtra's Navi Mumbai is ranked third. So first is Indore, followed by Surat, and the third being Navi Mumbai in Maharashtra. Chhattisgarh tops ODF++ state category. So Chhattisgarh is the cleanest state in India. So distinction coming in for Chhattisgarh as well, and there is more coming in terms of the various awards in various categories in the Swachh Sarvekshan 2020. Jharkhand is the cleanest state in category of less than 100 urban local bodies. So Jharkhand is the cleanest city in this particular category of less than 100 urban local bodies. Varanasi is the cleanest town on the banks of the river Ganga. So Varanasi is PM Modi's constituency, as you are aware, and it is the cleanest town as far as the banks of river Ganga is concerned. Shahjahanpur wins the award for the best citizen participation. This is a town in UP where there has been the highest citizen participation in ensuring cleanliness. In the first edition, Mysuru had won the award for India's cleanest city, and since then it's been Indore that has been topping the charts. In over 40 lakh population category, Ahmedabad has been awarded. This is the mega city category wherein Ahmedabad has been awarded. Bengaluru has won the best self-sustainability in mega city category. So Bengaluru in Karnataka has also got that award. In 10 to 40 lakh population category, Vijayawada has been awarded. So Vijayawada is the cleanest city as far as 10 to 40 lakh population is concerned. Jodhpur wins the fastest mover city in 10 to 40 lakh population category. Fastest mover city being the highest jump in terms of rankings. Gujarat's Rajkot wins the award for best sustainable city. So on sustainability, that particular city has done quite well. 3 to 10 lakh population category. In that category, Mysuru in Karnataka has been awarded as the most clean. Firozabad has won the fastest mover city in 10 to 3 lakh population category. So in this particular population category, Firozabad has moved up the highest, and that is why it is the fastest moving city. Chhattisgarh's Bhilai has won the award for the best sustainable city. This is also in this particular category that Chhattisgarh's Bhilai has won the award for being the most sustainable out of others in the same category. In 1 to 3 lakh category, Chhattisgarh's Ambikapur has been awarded as the cleanest. In MP's Burhanpur, we are seeing that Burhanpur has won the fastest mover city in 1 to 3 lakh population category. So Burhanpur in MP also coming up as the fastest mover city in that particular category. Tirupati has won the award for the best sustainable city. This is again in the same category that we are talking about. Delhi has bagged the award for the cleanest capital city. The NDMC came in for a mention when the Swachh Sarvekshan Awards 2020 were announced. In less than 1 lakh population category, Karad in Maharashtra has won the cleanest city award. So Karad is the smallest, cleanest city in India. 129 awards have been handed over to top performing cities and states. We've told you some of the most prominent ones, but there are 129 awards in all. 1.87 crore citizens, nearly 1.9 crore citizens, or close to the 2 crore mark is the kind of participation that we've seen this time around as far as 4,242 cities are concerned. And this survey has been completed in 28 days. And this survey, like we told you earlier, started in January 2016. This is the 4th time in a row that Indore has won this award, and this is the 5th edition of the Swachh Sarvekshan 2020. Besides those 4,000 odd cities, some 60 odd cantonment boards were also ranked. Besides that, some 90 odd towns on the banks of the river Ganga were also ranked, and as you're aware, Varanasi has won in that category of being the cleanest as far as the banks of Ganga is concerned. Our correspondent Vishal Baristo has been tracking the story very, very closely. Vishal, good afternoon. If you are with us, you know, the twin objective of the Swachh Sarvekshan 2020 survey has been, and in fact, in this fifth edition, and in the past editions as well, the twin objectives have been to encourage more and more participation of citizens as far as cleanliness is concerned, and also to inculcate a spirit of healthy competition among states and cities to be the cleanest. Are we seeing that manifested over time?
You said it correctly. The manifestation can be seen, and which is quite visible, because if we look back from the 70-odd cities in 2016 to more than 4,000 cities participating in this survey, it's a quantum jump, and India is leading the way as far as the fight against pandemic is concerned. Now, let me tell you that it is not only Swachhta. Now, there are 4 S and 1 A. Swachh, Swasth, Sampann, Sashakt and Atmanirbhar. This is the vision of the Prime Minister, and it is quite apt in this pandemic when India is fighting and fighting successfully as far as this pandemic is concerned. And the digital innovation has played a key role, Munmun, because now around 3,000 cities, they are live, made available on the Google Map, and 1.7 crore citizens, they registered themselves on the Swachhta app. Now, that is the power of technology, and that is what the technology has done and Modi government has done as far as the cleanliness drive is concerned. Now, when we talk about the star ratings, now there are 6 and 2 from Gujarat, Rajkot and Surat. Now, Gujarat is leading the way as far as the 5-star category cities are concerned. And some good news coming from Rajasthan also. Jodhpur is one of the fastest moving cities as far as the rankings are concerned. So definitely a good news for the Jal Shakti Mantri Gajendra Singh Shekhawat. And what the Prime Minister has been saying, that we need to move on, we need to carry on, and it would be a human service to the coming generations, Munmun, because we need to now inculcate this habit of cleanliness, and this is the only medicine against the pandemic. And the world, as you heard, the External Affairs Minister coming out from the GOM saying that it is not going to be the same again as far as the pandemic is concerned. So definitely Swachhta is the only answer to this fight against the pandemic. Munmun?
Vishal, how has Indore managed to be at the top position for the 4th year in a row as far as cleanest cities are concerned?
Well, you asked the right question, Munmun, because nothing is possible without the participation of the common citizen. And it is not only the Swachhta Sipahis, but also the common man. And Indore has led the way 4 times in a row. And let me tell you that Indore was in the news for the wrong reason as far as the spread of pandemic is concerned. So when we hear that Indore is the cleanest city of the country, definitely a big congratulations to the people of the city, and also to the government of Madhya Pradesh, that they have made it happen. And because of the cleanliness drive, the figures have also come down there in Indore, and now we see how cleanliness can play a key role as far as the fight against this pandemic is concerned. And other states and other cities need to follow. And when we say need to follow, we also have to take care of the cities and the states who are not doing well, who have not done well. As if I talk about the pink city, Jaipur, it has not been there as far as the top notches are concerned. So definitely cities like Jaipur, which is known as the Paris of East, should also pull up its socks and also show that it can achieve what cities like Indore, Surat are doing. Munmun?
Vishal, and Varanasi, we know, has been adjudged as the cleanest on the banks of the Ganga. How has that transformation come about?
Well, the Prime Minister has been leading from the front because it is not only his constituency, but it was his mission that he should have a clean Ganga and a clean city, Varanasi. Varanasi is known all over the world, and now we have seen a sea change. with the Prime Minister leading from the front, the common man, and also the citizens of the Varanasi, they also joined in. And from 2014 to 2020, Varanasi has come a long way. And when we talk about the sanitation, the solid waste management, Varanasi is definitely showing good results. And this is the result of the efforts made by the administration, by the government, and also by the common man, that Varanasi is there, up and shining. Manman?
Vishal, has the assessment model been changed this time around? It is no longer a once-in-a-year exercise, I understand, but an exercise of assessment that is done throughout the year.
Well, it had to, because now we are in, it's a new normal now. Cleanliness is the only answer, as I've been telling you, as the Prime Minister has been telling the people a few days back. He held an interaction while he was inaugurating the Swachhata Kendra here in Delhi with the school children, and he was telling them that we need to pick up this habit of cleanliness. We need to, school children should be the ambassadors of the cleanliness drive, and he was addressing the students who were representing all the states of the country and also the union territories. So definitely we all need to be vigilant about the cleanliness which is there, the only answer to the pandemic, because if we don't have this habit of cleanliness, if we don't pick up the habit of cleanliness, if we don't inculcate this habit, then definitely it is going to be an uphill task. Only the Swachhata Sipahis, the sanitation workers, they cannot fight this pandemic on their own.
Did the Clean India warriors or Swachhagrahis, as well as sanitation workers that the Union Minister interacted with today via video conference, share their experiences on how they could make this possible?
Well, absolutely. It was a huge opportunity for them, and also a kind of a pat on the back of the Swachhata Sipahis by the government for the Herculean task that they have been doing, and they have been performing their duties around the clock, and not a day that they have taken off. And it is a human service that they are doing to the society, especially in the urban areas, because urban areas need this cleanliness drive to the core, and they have played a key role. So today it was a huge opportunity for them, and the interaction that came out very well between the minister and the Swachhata Sipahis, while they also shared their experiences, because Munmun, it is going to be a collective effort, and this is what the interaction has told us, that we need to be a collective force against in this drive, and against the fight fight against the pandemic.
Well, this indeed, like you said, is a collective effort which is now going from strength to strength. Thank you, Vishal, for having joined us with those updates. Meanwhile, medium to heavy rain continues to lash various parts of Delhi NCR since yesterday. Most of the roads across the region are waterlogged, giving a hard time to early morning commuters. Disruption of traffic flow is likely due to some roads being flooded or closed, and waterlogging in low-lying areas, streets and roads. Residents of Delhi and NCR witnessed a rough time yesterday due to submerged underpasses, waist-deep water on roads, fallen trees and electricity poles. Rain has led to major chaos on roads with jam-packed roads due to slow-moving traffic. As per the Met Department, widespread and heavy rains are expected to continue over different parts of northwest India, including the western Himalayan region and central India today as well. This is mainly because monsoon trough is located close to Delhi. Strong moisture-laden winds blowing from the Arabian Sea are bringing heavy rains to the region. Let's look at the traffic situation on the roads of Delhi NCR. Meanwhile, floodwaters continue to recede in Assam, improving the situation considerably with people returning to their homes. Lives have started returning to normal as the number of districts affected by floods stand at 3 out of 33 districts, according to the Assam State Disaster Management Authority. Our correspondents are joining us now. Let's first go across to Tapas, who's joining us from Delhi. Tapas, it's been raining since early morning, and it was nearly the same situation yesterday as well. Is it still raining out there? Until when is it expected to rain?
Well, right, Munmun. So you're bang on there that yesterday and today in the morning, it was, the rainfall activity was quite heavy. In fact, yesterday it was on a very heavy side. Today it came on the moderate side, and IMD a few days back actually has predicted that 19th and 20th will be the time when Delhi will witness a lot of rainfall activity, and their prediction actually came true. Now they're predicting that in the next couple of days there will be a light rainfall activity all over the national capital, and as well as near about border areas. Now, the rainfall activity will come, moderate rainfall activity will pick up by Saturday and Sunday. So those 2 days will be again very crucial for Delhiites. So that is something that one I can tell you right now. Also, when you talk about the rainfall activity today, so we were told in the morning that it will continue till around 11 to 12. And after that, it will start to, the rainfall activity will start decreasing as the day progresses. So that is one part of it. The second part I would like to tell you is that as of now, 4 places in Delhi, especially which has been bifurcated. According to that, the northwest and northwest Delhi, along with the NCR, will receive light rain in the next few hours. That is, mind you, very light rain. The IMD also believe that northeast NCR along with southeast NCR will have light to moderate rainfall activity. So one can expect by the evening the rainfall activity to pick up. But as of now, as I can tell you, the rain has stopped, and it's going to be a better day for people who are going to work or for other places in their own vehicle. Remember, yesterday as well as today in the morning, it was absolutely a mayhem and chaos in Delhi roads, leading to jams because of the way the Delhi roads were filled with water coming from the rainfall activity. Munmun.
So you're telling us that the situation has eased a little. It's also not the peak traffic hour, but if you look at the visuals from earlier in the day, we can see heavy traffic snarls, and we can also see a lot of waterlogging that has taken place on various streets. So any areas that are the most affected in Delhi NCR because of this?
Absolutely, Munmun. So in the morning hours in Gurugram and Noida, in fact, as I speak, it started to rain, Munmun. So as I saying, that in the morning hour, the Gurugram, the NCR connecting Gurugram area, Noida border, Delhi border, along with that, there are places, low-lying areas of Delhi, especially the Yamuna and the Yamuna Bank, as well as the ITO, and along with that, the Dholakuma area, they experienced a lot of rainfall activity, and because of that, there was a massive jam that one can see in those particular areas. In fact, Delhi Traffic Police has been issuing advisories and alerts all throughout the day to keep the people, to make them understand that these are the places they should avoid while going to work. So, as I said, these are the places that were that were absolutely jam-packed, and a lot of commuter had to face a lot of issues while going to their work in this time.
Absolutely, and one can expect more rain. It could well be moderate, like the IMD says, over the weekend. Well, thank you, Tapas, for joining us with those updates. And now let's take an update from Bihar, which has been reeling under floods for the last 1.5 months, no less. Our correspondent Salman Haider is joining us for more on this. Salman, if you are with us, you told us yesterday that Muzaffarpur is the worst affected among the several districts that continue to be affected. But how's the situation as far as various rivers are concerned? How many are still flowing above the danger mark? How many are flowing below the danger mark?
You see, Munmun, most of the rivers, including Mahananda, Punpun, and Kamlapalan, are on receding course. But as far as Budi Gandak is concerned, it is still above the danger mark, and Bagmati also, it is also above the danger mark here. One more thing occurred, that Ganga has started rising and is about 12 centimeters above the danger mark in Patna, and the trend is also rising. One more thing is that Vansagar Dam in Madhya Pradesh has released around 2 lakh cusecs of water, that is supposed to come here in 4 or 5 days through Rohtas district. So red alert has been sounded in Rohtas for the Ganga may rise there, and the low-lying population are being alerted to shift to higher places. So the situation remains the same. Even in Muzaffarpur, around 19 lakhs of population is flood affected, and in Darbhanga also there is 20 lakh population is also affected. But in some areas the water has receded, and as far as community kitchens are concerned, only now 430 community kitchens are operating in the flood affected areas, from where 3.73 lakh people are getting cooked food from these community kitchens. So the situation remains grim here, Munmun.
So you've given us an idea of the relief camps, the community kitchens, etc., that are operational, but are rescue operations also underway?
There is nothing to rescue, because the population is stranded in the flood affected areas, are partially affected, not fully submerged. There is communication through boats, even privates and government boats, and 27 teams of NDRF are there to supply them daily needs. And if there any need arises, like medical emergency is there, so the NDRF team and SDRF team are there. So they bring them to mainland and get them back to their places. Most of the population has not been shifted. As far as evacuated population is concerned, only 5.5 lakh population has been shifted so far. So there is no question of rescue, only relief operations are going on. And a majority of, a lot of voluntary organizations have come up to help the people in distress. Yes, Munna.
Well, thank you, Salman, for giving us those updates on the flood situation in Bihar. Salman has been telling us that Bihar is battling the flood situation for the last 1.5 months now, and the situation continues to be grim. Several rivers are flowing above the danger mark, several are flowing below the danger mark, and relief operations are underway. There is not much in terms of rescue operations that can be done at this point in time. Meanwhile, on the situation in Assam, our correspondent Duina is joining us. Well, Duina, we understand that there is a receding trend.
हेलो बच्चों, कैसे हो आप सब। मैं संजय कुमार सिंह, विज्ञान शिक्षा